I actually got a clear quarter this time. Okay, so I'm going to pull on the trigger. Okay, so right in here, see my heel mark. Oh, look at that, it came right up. Right here, quarter. So, let's take a look. Get my other glasses on, see what we got going on. Yeah, not too old. 1985, not in too bad a shape really. But this is really sandy soil. So yeah, we got our first find of the day. That's really good. And that was just that easy, finding that quarter. And that's just how easy it is to use the MXT. I got a really good, strong quarter signal. It told me it was a quarter. Foil. One cent piece. That says it's a ring or something. Screw cap. But you notice how I've got my coil on the ground at all times? This is how you want it, man. It says we got a dime or a 25-cent piece. You hear how it's double beeping? But the thing is, it's not saying it's iron at all. It's saying it's a dollar or a 25-cent piece or a penny or, a dime. So I probably got something right in here. So once again, so right here is where we're going to dig. So do you see me pulling every target? No. How many did we skip over right there in just that little bit of time? From one hole to the next. 20, because it said foil. As long as when it says foil or pull tab or something else or iron, even if it does say it's got a quarter underneath it or a nickel or a dime, right now because this place is so heavily laden with garbage, I skip it. And the reason we're going to that one right there is because even though it said it was a penny or a dime or a quarter or a 50-cent piece or a silver dollar, it didn't say anything about being a pull tab or iron or anything else. That's why we're going to dig that one and see what we got coming up there. We know it's dead center of the coil or thereabouts. So I'm just going to move the coil out of the way. And I'm, what, 3 inches behind it or something? We're shovel digging today because this stuff can be deep. I didn't look for the depth, probably not too deep. I'm just going to pull it out, flip it over. I don't see it off the top of my head real quick. Oh, there it is. You know, I mean, pinpointing it this way isn't too bad. We got another quarter. So was the detector right when it said a dime? I thought it was probably a dime. But then it did say quarter, 50-cent piece and everything else. It's been in the ground a long time. Not really worth any more than a quarter. I mean, this thing isn't, can't even hardly tell what it is. I mean, 1967, 1967, 1957. That's clad. It's got to be 67. My eyes aren't that good. I do have 2 pairs of glasses, so. Oh yeah, 1967. And you can tell it's 1967 that it is a clad because it's got the zinc on the inside too. So, well, you know what? We just found 50 cents. Is that enough? Yeah, break time. So we found, what? 3 pull tabs, 2 on top of the ground, 1 buried. 2 quarters so far. And I found a piece of a car trim also with the dowsing rods earlier. And that was kind of unique. I didn't expect that, but it just kind of, I was kind of walking the area over there and just happened to have it turn up. I just want to give you a little history of this area that I'm working in, because you could see, I'm going to put the camera up a little bit more. You can see that it's really easy digging. And I mean, what happened was there was a dam that broke upstream back in the 1800s. And this used to be a valley, and this was part of the valley right here. But the river, when it comes down through here, it goes into where you got 2 sheer canyon walls down below us, and it dammed itself up and created this whole little plateau that we're on right now, I believe, when that dam broke. I don't think it was here before then. And then back in the 30s, there used to be a tent city down here, and then they actually had a couple houses over here behind me, way out. It's actually quite a bit behind me. And this was a garden area. But what we got here is this is all sand that was deposited when the dam broke and all the water stopped right here. It created a real small, fine whirlpool that dumped this whole sandbar up here and created this 12-foot high sandbar. I mean, this is like, it's 12 feet deep from bedrock, and there's pretty much nothing between the sand right here on top and bedrock, other than you got some small cobbles here and there, but there's no big boulders. It's all, everything got swept clean, and then when everything got swept down and dammed up downstream and the water rose up here, it just swirled in here and created this little plateau. And so when people lose things like quarters, nickels, dimes, rings, and all that stuff, it's going into sand. Just, and especially during the summer, it's like not walking on beach sand, nowhere near as bad, but it's pretty close. I mean, you're sinking in, you're walking, it's difficult to walk, just like on the dry beach. Actually, it is just like dry beach sand during the summertime. And of course, here it is. We are October 30th. We've had that one good rainfall. You see how easy it is to dig. You just stick your shovel in and pull it back a little bit, and I can separate it out with a little bit of grass here and there, and out comes a target. That's 2 good targets that we got, because I really know what I'm doing. No. It's because it just happened to fall just right, you know, where we could actually get them out, you know, and actually see what's going on. So. Hot rock. You can tell because it goes silent if it's a hot rock. Instead of making a noise, it cancels the noise. says it's iron. Let's check it. Part of an old can. I'll pick it up later. Yeah, because it was a big signal, I dug it up. It is a can, but still. Large signals like that, it only takes a second to check. It says zinc, like $1. Pull tab. So, I got lucky. The first two, or the first 2 out of 3 or 4, I got 2/4. And all this was junk, even though it said it wasn't. You know, I mean, it was still iffy. It wasn't the same as a good target. I mean, that one that said, you know, 1/4, a dime. The first one that was actually ended up being a screw cap after I got the stuff off the top of it, a wine bottle top. That actually did ring up as a 1/4 at first, and so did that piece of aluminum that somebody shot a hole through. So, you know, you got to dig all your targets. You know, whether they're good or bad. When they come up good and start looking good, that was it. This one here, I just started digging, disappeared, turned into iron, so I knew I didn't have to go any farther. And hey, you know what? That's coin detecting with the Whites MXT. I didn't go into relic detecting because, I mean, the relics are not here. We don't have Civil War relics or a whole lot of relics down here. Maybe a lot of square nails, but they'll come up in the coin area anyway. If you do set it to the prospecting mode, it'll be a little more sensitive. You'll get a few more items, but I'm not prospecting right now. I'm having fun. I got 50 cents for the day. I'm a rich man. Y'all too. Well, I did want to show you one more thing on the detector. Like I said, I got Velcro going across here, holding these in place. So when I take it apart at the end of the day, like I'm doing right now, all you gotta do is pull this off. And it's pretty tight the way I have it set up, because you want all your coils to be away from the machine, but mostly away from the coil itself. And looping this up into here wouldn't be practical because it just would be in the way. So I got all my loops right here in a nice way. You know, for years and years, like even with this one, I could probably put it down another notch, you know, go a little bit farther with it. But I just don't see the need right now. I mean, I'm getting older and it's not hurting me to do that, but it would probably, it was just a little bit too much to be holding it out that much farther to get it on the ground. Probably here today, I could have taken it out that one last knot, that other 2 inches, to give me just a little bit extra length, you know, because I'm 6 foot. I could handle the loop extended all the way, and there are loop extenders even to add on to this for people that are taller. But anyway, yeah, this is pretty tight. I just have it set up to where you can see that's as tight as it goes right there. So when it slides in, it's got a nice tight fit. There's nothing nothing jiggling around on it. And it just barely goes in there, and when this gets tightened up, you're done, okay? And what I was saying about the case is that I have to take this apart in order to make it fit in the Whites case for whatever reason. So I'll loosen this up, pull this off. So I have two pieces. It's all ready to go, and because it's apart, you still got to make sure that either you take the batteries out or make sure it's turned off because of this. It'll still come on and run your batteries down, but generally I just go ahead and turn it to the opposition. I don't worry about it. I'll take my threshold and turn it down, you know, at least halfway or so. And that's it. I mean, it's done. This was the Whites MXT, man. This is, nowadays, it's the only machine that I have for above water, and I still have my Excalibur for underwater, which is a mine lab. And then we do have the GPX 5000, which is Imran's. That I will do a demonstration on that here later on. But you can pretty much get a lot of good mine lab tips. In fact, all detectors from nuggetshooter.com. It was my main forum when I was metal detecting before. So there it is, Whites MXT. You can buy them brand new online. You can buy them at Pioneer Mining Supply in Auburn. You can buy them at all kinds of mining shops, but I always like giving Heather and Frank and everybody down there a good plug, because I pretty much buy everything there. Have been for years. I had a good camping trip, 2 days, 1 night. It was beautiful down here, man.